Hey everyone, so in the last week, the model companies have made some monster releases. We have Gemini 3 Pro, we have Codex 5.1 Max, and we have Claude 4.5 Opus today. How do they all compare? Well, in this video, we're going to do something pretty cool. We're going to go and try to make multiplayer Counter-Strike. We'll have all three models do the same stuff, and they'll have separate challenges. So for example, we'll start off by just rendering the game. How well will it do? Then we'll make the game multiplayer, and then we'll make the ability for people to join different rooms. At each point, we'll score how they do, and we'll see what's good about one model and what's good about another model. Are we ready? Let's do it. So I went ahead and I made three different terminals. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to scaffold an app. And to scaffold an app, I'll use create instant app. And all this does, so I'll call this CS Codex. I'll use the Codex rules, CS Codex. Here we are. And all this does is basically creates a Next.js environment, and then it sets up instant in the background. Initially, we were not going to need this, but it's going to be pretty useful when we try to make things multiplayer. I'm going to do the same thing here, CS Claude. Let's use Claude, CS Claude. And then I'm going to do the same thing for Gemini. CS Gemini. Oh yeah, for Gemini, we have not yet added the MD file in here, but all we have to do is just choose Claude. I'll just call it CS Gemini, and then I'll go into it, and I'll move CS Gemini over. Move Claude to Gemini.md. All right. Now, to get a sense of what the scaffold is, I'll just run this to show you. All this does is just creates a little to-do app, right? So this has nothing to do with Counter-Strike. So when we ask the models the question to kind of change this, they're going to really have to think. And let's go into Claude. And let's now start popping up our CLIs. So sounds good. You can see here we have GPT 5.1 Codex Max. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set that to the default. And the reason I'm going to set it to the default is because the other ones are also set as default. So I think that's kind of the fairest comparison between them. I'm going to do the same here. And we see 4.5, and I'm going to do the same here. And if you see model, we'll see that Gemini 3 is enabled. So the first things first is I'm going to go and I'm going to ask it to create effectively a local-only version of this game. And the thing that I wanted to focus on is the mechanics. I want to make sure that there's a first-person view. I want to make sure that enemies are placed and that there's a mechanic for killing enemies, and the fact that I can kind of move around. So let's see how all three models do with challenge number 1. 1, 2, 3. Interesting that both Codex and Claude figured out that we're using bun, but Gemini used npm in this case. It's asking me to run bun run dev, but I'm going to run that myself. So I'm just going to say, no need to run dev. I will do that myself. Okay, so let's try these guys out. I'm going to go ahead and run dev on each version. So check out Codex. Looks like there's an error. What is it? Let's paste that to Codex. While that's happening, let's check out the other guys. Localhost 3001. I think this is Claude. All right, look at this. We have a pretty cool, looks like we can kill enemies, and looks like we can move through the obstacles, but that's not a big deal. All right, so that's Claude, and let's check out Gemini. Oh, okay, pretty cool. This also has it. No real obstacles, though one thing that's pretty cool is they created a really nice sky animation. Cool. All right, I think we're able to see if Codex was able to fix it. Come on in. Nice. All right. Kills seem to be working. Cool. So I think it's safe to say they all passed challenge 1. To me, the best design right now looks to be Claude. The second best is Gemini. I give it a best because of this cool stars animation. Codex initially had a bug, so we're gonna knock it a little bit there. Everything else does work. The other thing that I would kind of knock is that it's a little dark. So I would say they all passed. Let's say for boxes and physics, I'm gonna give the winner here is, maybe this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. Oops. So now maybe what we should do is let's just kind of improve things a little bit. What I'm going to ask them is I want the enemies now to look like actual people, right? Right now they're just a square. So maybe we can ask them to use a bunch of polygons to make it look like a person. Let's see how all 3 of them do on that. Beautiful. They're all done. Let's see. What has Codex come up with? Nice. All right. All right. Not the worst, but not the best either. Cool. Now let's take a look at Claude. Oh my God. Look at this guy. Pretty cool. Oh, and he even went through making different pictures. That's pretty nice. And let's go with Gemini as well. How is he doing? All right, all right. Gemini is not doing bad either. Okay. I would say in this challenge, maybe Claude and Gemini are tied. You tell me. But it does look like Codex was just a little bit less pleasing. At least you can see here the characters have different colors. The gun is cooler. I think if you look, this is actually just legit. Looks like a Minecraft character or something. So maybe a little bit of an edge on Claude. So I'm going to give them a 1 here, 2 here, and 3 here. All right. So goal number 3 we should actually add in a gun, right? So now the other enemies have a gun. Let's make it so when we're shooting, we have our own gun. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna ask all three to do that. So let's plop that in here, that in here. I'm gonna update this to add that. Cool. All right. Start with Codex. I'm gonna just, let's come on in. Oh, what is this? All right. Looks pretty cool. Doesn't quite look like a gun, but it does behave as we want. So let's give that to Codex. Let's do Claude. That looks like a gun to me. All right, look at that. Okay. And then let's go ahead and test out Gemini. Oh, interesting. It was not able to, I don't see the gun in my point of view. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. I'm gonna say, I don't see the gun in my point of view at all. So in this one, I would say definitely Claude is number one, but Codex is number two because it did make it work. Right now, I feel a little bit bad with them because it's dark, so it's hard to know how things look. But the functionality is there. And then with Gemini, we have to give it a 3 because it did fail. Hopefully, our hint here is going to fix it. I still don't see it. I think maybe we can tell it, like, make sure to follow the crosshair. I'm not sure what you are doing, but it should follow the crosshair. Right now, don't see it at all. How are we looking now? Oof. Come on, buddy. Let's see. Is there some hidden area here? We have a gun. Oh, look at that. All right, maybe we can give it a hint. Interestingly, I only see the gun if I look up. If I look down, don't see it at all. I don't see it. Maybe make it a specific color. All right. Still, I think it's 3, but it's good to know. I like the animation of the way it shoots. Let's see if we look at Claude. How does Claude shoot? Maybe the animation of Gemini is a little bit better, but Claude definitely won this one. All right, next steps. Let's go and let's add music. So whenever we shoot, there should be a sound, and when we kill somebody, let's make sure that they in fact die. So, sound of shots. So I want to animate deaths. Forgot to include that. I'm gonna copy that. Let's paste it here. And we can do that. I wonder if it actually misunderstood what I meant by animate deaths, and it's actually going to animate the dying motion rather than the sound. But hey, let's see how they do with that. The importance of being clear. All right, looks like Codex is done. Looks like Claude is done. Cool. Nice. All right, let's check out Codex first. All right. Woohoo! Look at that. I like that animation too. All right. Now let's check out Claude. Whoa. Oh my God. That's pretty cool. Nice. I'd say the animation is better, but the sound I like on Codex, but that's just a little different. All right, and then let's check out Gemini. Nice. It is hard to tell which is better. Maybe I'll say that here again, Claude is #1 because of that amazing animation, but I'm gonna just give a tie to Codex and Gemini because they feel like they both did a pretty good job. So let's do that. All right, so now we've made a pretty cool single player game, right? But let's go ahead and let's start making it multiplayer. Now for multiplayer, I'm going to divide into 2 steps. The first thing that we want to do is we want to share the positions of different tabs, basically. So when one person moves, the other person can see that person moving. So to do that, here's a little prompt we can use. I want you to use instant presence. Don't save anything in the database. So I'm trying to be clear that it should use presence because saving things into a database is not a good idea for moving your cursor or around. Thankfully, Instant has a solution for that. And for version 0, let's make everything in a single room, right? And now we don't need to have any enemies randomly placed because other people will be our enemies. And for now, I don't want to worry about the shots. I want them to try to do that in another prompt. So this way we can just really make sure that the presence for movement is working the way we want. All right, I'm going to paste for all 3. And let's see how they do. All right, Gemini is done. All right, Claude is done. Nice. Okay, all 3 are done. Let's see how they do. So I'm going to go to, let's start with Codex. So Codex seems to have made a mistake. All right. Let's go with Gemini. Sorry, let's go with Claude. Oh, interesting. Claude is also having some issues. And let's go with Gemini. They also are having issues. All right. I would say this was not so good on each one, but let's just go and let's just tell them the mistake they made. So with Codex, I'll just tell them this. Let's see what the issue is here. Okie doke. This is for him, and for Gemini, we just need to make sure. Wait a minute. Did Gemini just work? Was I loading the wrong one? All right. Okay. Let's see. What happened if I load the other guy? Nice. Look at that. All right. What if I move around? Can I? Oh, he's moving around. What? Pretty good. All right. Cool. I am impressed that Gemini even does the rotation. So in this case, we gotta give it up for Gemini. So Gemini is #1. And let's see how both of the Codex and Claude fix things. Now it has room that publish presence is not a function still. Okay, now I'm gonna check out Claude. Oh, look at that. think it's going to be working. So I'll open up 2 tabs here. Can I find the other person? My only worry is it working because, is it not working because I can't have both of them be inside the room at the same time? First, let's go back to Codex to see how it's doing now. Wow. What in the world? It should really want to look things up, but it seems to decide not to do that. I'm going to ask it, maybe you should look up the docs. Maybe you should look up the docs. All right. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is, for Claude, I'm going to say, maybe first, I'm not going to tell it that I did anything wrong. What I'm going to say is, I don't want this click to play button. I want to just have the people come in right away. And in this way, we'll see if that was the issue. So I'm going to tell Claude to remove that. Remove this click to play button. When someone loads the page, I just want to get straight into the game. All right, I'm going to try Codex one more time. So it does now have players online, but it's kind of hard to see. Oh, there we are, okay. Okay, we see that the player is rotating. So that's pretty cool. But one problem with Codex is that because everything is so dark and the room is so hard to see, you can't really know that you're moving around. So I'm going to go and I'm also going to tell Codex while we're at it to remove this lock cursor and join room button. How did we ask Claude? Well, let's actually check Claude now. How is Claude doing? Cool. All right. So it does seem like even though there's 2 players online, I'm not seeing the second player. So I'm going to say, nope. Here, try one more time. I don't see the second player when I have 2 tabs open. I do see that 2 people are online. I will say at this point we can make a scoring. So for moving, Gemini is number 1, Codex number 2, because it was able to get it done pretty quick. And then Claude so far is at number 3, but we'll see how that goes. Cool. Let's come in here. Let's come in here. Do we see the other player? I don't see the other player. And the shooting has disappeared. All right. Let's say, unfortunately, I still don't see the other player at all. Okay, it's adding some debugging. Pretty fun. All right. I'm going to load this. So as we see, it does seem to move around, but we don't see any player. So I'm going to copy this. There are a few bugs. First, I see the log, but also this is happening in a loop. Doesn't, even when nothing is moving. Oh, the log is from cached code. Okay. Is it serious? Let's see. Oh, he was right. Look at him. Okay. Oh, where did I go? Nice. Rotation is working too. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. I am curious. For Codex, was the rotation also working? There it is. Where are you? Here we go. Yeah, rotation's working there too. Pretty cool. Before we move on to the next thing, I'm gonna just ask both Codex and I think Gemini. Oh, Gemini already also does it without a button. Beautiful. I'm going to ask Codex to remove that initial loading screen, so it's a little bit easier to see to make things work. So I want you to remove the. Let's get this. The lock cursor and join room screen. When I load the page, I want to jump straight into the game. Nice. So we jump straight in. Oh, but there is an error. That's kind of a common error. Let's see. I'll just say, okay, come on, Codex, you got this. Nice. Can move around. Let's refresh this. I certainly feel that I can move around. Here we are. There was a person, we just saw him. Cool. All right. Nice. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is I want to add back shooting. It is interesting how, even though I told it to just focus on the moving, it feels like it just deleted all the like guns and all that stuff, at least in Codex and Gemini. So I'm going to go ahead and add back shooting. It shoots, and this is what we want to do. Basically, when we shoot, send the shoot as a topic, remove the HP, and then when the HP goes to 0, people should die. I'm going to go ahead and, oops, what did I just do there? Looks like Claude has to compact the conversation. Interesting that Codex still has 68% left. All right. Looks like Claude is done. Cool. All right. Let's get to refreshing this. Refreshing this. All right. Raycaster is not defined for Codex. Let's see what Claude came up with. Oh. Oh. Nice. It feels very easily killable, but it is working. That's pretty cool. Here we are. Let me see. Can this guy kill? Headshot. Uh-oh. Pretty cool. So, seems like Claude just got it. Let's check out Gemini. Cool. All right. Let's move and shoot. Are we ready? Oh no! Cool. All right, all right. Let's triple check which one is best. How is the dying animation here? It's cool, but I feel like Gemini actually won this one because it kept that dying animation and it's a little easier to kill. So I give number 1 to Gemini, number 2 to Claude. Let's see if we can fix Codex. I'm not really sure what the Raycaster is for. Cool. Let's check out. Very hard to find the right person. Oh, all right. Can we kill him? We can, but the sound is not there, and it's a little less cool, but it's all right. So I give it a 3. I am happy with all three. I wonder if we should make some changes though. So for Codex, I'm just going to give it one more ask just to make this a little easier. So what I'm going to say is, I'm just going to show the screenshot to him. Right now, the screen is very dark. I also don't feel like, oh, here. Right now, the screen is very dark, so don't feel like there is a floor. Let's make this feel more bright and easier to move around. I also feel that it lost the weapon. You also forgot the weapon that you used to have, as well as the sound and the animation when you killed. Add those back. So we're going to go and do that for Codex. In the meantime, let's see, do we want to do anything for Claude? I think Claude is pretty fine. So that's fine for Claude. Oh, let's see, how's the killing? Yeah, maybe the animation could be better, but we don't really need that to worry about that. And then let's take a look at these guys. Interesting. He died, but oh yeah, it's because we're respawning in the same place. So if I go here, interesting actually. Seems like it's gonna tell Gemini that when we kill somebody, they don't seem to be disappearing. When someone dies, they seem to respawn in the exact same place. All right, cool. Let's see how Codex now is doing. Much better. Oh, right, okay. Cool. So one weird thing is the enemy doesn't seem to be on the floor, at least from my perspective. But I don't want to give too many specific feedback to Codex, otherwise it's not going to be a fair fight. So I think at this point, we just keep it as it is. Let's see, how's Gemini doing on that fix? So I'm going to go to Gemini, and let's see, can we kill? Nice. At least he moves around when one dies. I think it would be a little better if it was faster, but I don't want to give too much specific hints. So this is pretty good. I would say this feels right on the ordering. Wait a minute. For shooting, we said Gemini is #1, but honestly, I think after this, we should say that Claude is #1, Gemini is #2, and Codex is #3. So we go to the final round now, and here's the situation. So right now, we only have one room. What would be amazing is if we had kind of like a preset number of rooms that we can go and we can edit in the backend. And this way, when people join, they can decide to join whichever room. I don't want to make it so that anyone can create any room, because the problem with that is people might decide to name them really funny things, and we don't want to do that if I actually end up sharing this to you guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to give a prompt like this. So we want to make the front page a list of maps, something like the Counter-Strike map viewer. But since we're doing polygons, like the style should be a little bit more polygon style. And we want to make sure that we seed up about, like, let's say 5 rooms or 5 maps. And then we add permissions so that nobody can edit those maps. Only people can, anyone can just view those maps. So I'm going to go and I'm going to paste this final round and see how far these guys go. Sounds good. Cool. Right. Cool. All right, all three are done. Let's take a look to see how they all do. So start with Codex, saying no maps found. But did I run seed? I think so. Let me make sure. I'm gonna go to the instant dashboard. This is CS Codex. Let's look at the Explorer. There are maps in here. All right. I wonder, are the permissions right? This seems right as well. So, all right, looks like Codex has an error here. Let's take a look at Claude. Guys, look at this. Okay, Danuk. I'm gonna join Danuk. It looks like things are glitching. So this one has some glitches. Can't seem to move. Now let's look at Gemini. Gemini. Oh, wow. Cool. I'm going to go into CS Assault Neon. CS Assault Neon, and here we are. Let's triple check. If I go into FYI Sword Poly, I don't see anybody. But if I go into FYI Sword Poly here, will I find? Yes! Nice. All right. Super cool. So definitely we got to give the winner here on Gemini, but it's unclear who the winner here is going to be. Let's start asking some questions. So I'm going to go over to 3002, and I'm going to say says loading maps, but in fact we have those maps in the backend in the DB already. All right, and let's try to see if we can fix these guys. What's going on here? No errors. I am curious if just to double check, if I go into CS Assault, yeah, okay, I do see that it's using the correct rooms. So ddecibel, I'm going to tell it I can go into a map, but I can't seem to move anything at all. Okie doke. Meantime, let's see what Codex comes up with. Now it seems to just be stuck on loading maps. There's an error. All right. What's the error? There it is. Is it going to push it? Why don't you just push it yourself? Push it yourself. All right. Okay, if we refresh the page here. Nice. All right. Interestingly, we're already inside. I think it didn't understand what we wanted. Oh, okay. Or did it understand what we wanted? A little confused. How does this work? So if I go to vertical prism here, what? But if I go here, oh my God, that's pretty cool. That's definitely a different idea of what I had for for making this work, but it's not bad. I'm gonna find this guy. Seems like it's having a hard time killing this guy. But can I kill him? Interesting. All right, looks like sometimes some people can kill while the others can't. Let's take a look at Claude to see how far Claude has went. Looks like Claude got back the click to play. I think what's going on is that you see how with Gemini, it was really smart about just making a different route for the game, which makes a lot of these kind of effects for the game easier to write. But unfortunately, I think Claude decided not to do that. So it's a little bit harder for it. So let's see. See if I can take a screenshot of that. There's like a flash of the other player. They can't seem to click into play. I think something really wrong. think something wrong is going on when selecting rooms, maybe related to hooks. All right. While that's happening, let's see if we can tell Codex to fix this killing bug. So this I can kill. I also want to see this person can kill me. Yeah, and can I kill this person? Cool. Maybe I'm figuring maybe there was some kind of like caching issue or something in the first one. Okay. He can get in there, but still can't move around. Let's make sure. I'm gonna do a little bit of hacking. Let's see, are there like multiple canvases or something? Yeah, interesting. I think you have multiple canvases in there. Nice. All right. What do we have here? Nice. Can I kill this guy? Where did he go? Maybe somewhere? I think we pretty much finished. Let's see how, let's triple check. So this is Codex. I'm gonna go ahead and kill it. Boom. Let's go to Claude. I have to join in, I think. And let's see if we can find our friend. I can't seem to find him. Let's just go into one corner. Yeah, I don't seem to see the person. In which case, let's go here. And I think we can say that this was, saving rooms was number 2 for GPT-1 and number 3 for Claude 4.5 Opus. Now I'm gonna make a bonus section because here's the situation. We have, if you look at this is pretty cool, but you know it's not that playable. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make some changes. I'm gonna maybe like time box 2 prompts per model to make it a little bit more fun to play, and then we'll see how far it goes. So for Codex, what I wanted to do is first I do want to have a separation because it sucks that this menu at the top, you know, it should just only show up once, right? The other thing I want is I want some obstacles, and I want it to be a little bit brighter. I also want the other person to have a gun as well, and to be on the same floor space. So I'm gonna go open this up. I want you to make a few changes. You know what? We're only gonna give it one change prompt with some fixes if we can get it. So I want you to make a few changes. Right now, the enemies don't seem to be on the floor. Let's make sure all of us are on the floor and appear to each other as though we are on the floor. The visual is still too dark. I want it to feel like it's daylight. The enemies don't look quite so cool. Want them to look a bit cooler, more human-like. Of course, still being polygons. And then I also want the map to be more interesting. We should have obstacles. We should have obstacles to hide behind. I want the enemies to have an HP meter on top of them. So when I shoot, I see them, the HP go down. When they die, the enemy should disappear right away. So this is the instruction set I'm giving Codex. Next, I'm going to go over to Claude. Actually, I forgot to switch the map thing, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. So let's go to Claude. Let's see what Claude is going to do different. So here's us. First, I need to ask it to remove that click to play button again. Otherwise, I won't be able to see. Okay, that works. Now, there are a few more problems. First, please remove the click to play button. Second, I want to remove the I don't see the players on the map right now. Oh, I need to make sure. Denuke, denuke. It does say 2 players are active, but I don't see them on the canvas. I want an HP meter on top of each enemy. Want those enemies to disappear right away when they die. I think that's reasonable. And final, let's go here. This looks really okay. I want the enemy. When I kill the enemy, when I kill the enemy, they wait a little bit before disappearing. I want them to disappear right away. Want each enemy to have an HP meter so I can see how their health is. I want the map to be more interesting. Maybe there should be some obstacles. Cool. Nice. Codex, let's see what you came up with. Looks like Codex had a little bug. Cool. All 3 of them are done. Let's take a look at Codex again. Woo! All right, that's looking better. Join Vertigo Prism. Okay. How is my friend? Where are you? Oh, cool. All right. He looks better. Nice. I don't see the HP bar, but that's fine. This is a good step for Codex. Let's see how Claude is doing. Nope. Fortunately, I still don't think there seems to be a bug where the characters are just not showing up. Let's make sure there's no logs. Let me double check. The characters are still not showing up. All right, let's check Gemini. Cool. All right, nice. Cool, all right. I do think that's pretty impressive. Let's see, where's our buddy here? Does he? Oh, interesting. If I go behind him, I won't see his HP. But if I go in front of him, I do see it. Pretty cool. Let's see. So now I would say the winner in this one is Gemini with Codex as number 2. So let's go. Bonus. Let's see if we can get Claude to really fix this bug. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to come in here. It's only showing 1 log. I would have expected to nuke. I'll say I am, but not seeing any logs for movement, so I'm not sure. I'm going to refresh both pages. Let's go here. I'm going to open up the logs. Let's come on in. Here's an animation loop. I wonder if the positions aren't. So if we look here in the sockets, are the positions changing? I don't think so. The peer does get added, but I don't see any changes to the position. This is add query. This is, yeah, it's not even, doesn't seem to be even joining the room. Though I don't see how that could be possible because we do say how many players are active. Oh, D-decibel, say. Okay, D-decibel, players are 2. Yeah. Oh no, okay. We do see logs here. Something. Decibel. Very curious. All right, let's go into D-decibel. Okay, we do see there seems to be lots of updates, even though nothing is changing. Literally, I can't seem to get to the end. See him anywhere on the screen. Okay, let's add a bright red test cube. Okay. D-decibel. I think it's something is really wacky is going on here. Let's see if I can. Okay, see the big bright red cube. I see the animation, but it does not move. I also see some characters flashing weirdly. I'm gonna give this one more ask like this, but maybe one thing we can try is to just tell it, hey, like restructure your code so that it uses a different state or something, like a different page for each room, and maybe that will help it make things a little bit easier. I'm also curious what is going on if we look inside that code. So we have this single page monster. Let's see, selected map, set selected map. We have, okay, so if it's there, it goes into the game. It uses the room. Here, this feels fine as well. Is there anything here that's really weird? User, I see, maybe this user.peer ID is not being updated, but I think it should be. This is about shooting. All right. Wow. Look at this. Well, let's see. Unfortunate, but I don't see anybody there. So sad. Come on. Nope. Unfortunately, I still don't see players. I do see that that even if I don't move at all, the present seems to be updating like crazy. However, no enemies, no users in the same map are visible to each other. Updating peer mesh, it's very interesting. What has the, yeah, it's like changing its position even though nothing is happening. Okay, the pause is changing even when I am not moving. What is going on here? I'm curious. New pause. Pause change. Okay, what's the issue? I see the issue. I think his request animation frame thing is probably a good idea. Let's see. Right. This is looking interesting. Oh, now it just looks like it's dying. I hope. Oof. I think that's probably in some really bad loop. That's fine. All right. How's the console looking? That's fine. Oh my God. Woohoo! Good job, Claude. I think the React strict mode was probably the issue here, but I'm glad I was able to find it. Nice. All right, so we got all three models to build it. Let's take a look at our work to see how they did. I'm gonna give Claude, unfortunately, a 3 here, mainly because it took quite a long time. It feels like the energy is like this. In the beginning, when it was local, Claude was just destroying it. And you can see made much better kind of UIs, and the guns look nicer, and the kind of the front end just looks better. But I think as soon as the back end got a little bit more complicated, where we needed to maybe manage some more kind of intricate state changes, I feel like Gemini started taking over. And then it seems kind of like Codex was good at both, but it got like number 2 in both cases. Still, all three of them were able to make multiplayer Counter-Strike with maps. Just to also kind of double check, hey, we have this denuke here, right? Are we, is this real time? Can I go and change it? I'm gonna do CS Claude. Let's go over to the Explorer. Let's find denuke, and let's call this denuke nuke. Save. That's pretty cool, right? Hope you had a lot of fun. Try out Instant.